Good morning. This week we are back on the local demolition job and we are getting ready for footings. So what we're going to do is we're positioning the building on the same footprint, albeit as tight as we can, while retaining them two fruit trees. And what was this little orchard that was down here, we've took all that rubbish off the top, all the fence posts, old rails, the old vegetation is now gone. We've put some topsoil in there, we've sort of started to pull a level through, and then we can power harrow that, seed it up, and that will make like almost like a little hospital pen off the side of the cubicle building. Then as we work our way across the site, we're now ready to put the footings in. So this morning what we've done is we've used the Theodolite here, because the main thing is, while we want to get the boundary point where we want it here in relation to the trees, at the same time there's an existing building over there that we want to maintain we are square off, because the distance between the two buildings has got to be obviously running parallel all the way down, and that is going to be like a feeding area and a handling area. So that's very important, and we want as much width there as possible while not encroaching too much on these trees. So for those of you that do not know, a theodolite is basically a telescope on top of a protractor, in a nutshell. You set it up exactly where you want it. We can square off the existing building with the line of sight through measuring off the existing stanchions, and I look through the telescope part, and that will give me where I am completely square to that building. And then basically, in terms of the protractor, then I can just rotate that to whatever angle I want. So I would then want 90 degrees, which will give us the line of the building there. So that's how we know we're exactly square to that existing building. We set it up here, and what we did is we looked down through here, so spin round. So then the line of sight was through them posts over there, and what we do is we take a measurement off them posts and we just adjust until we get the exact straight line. Then we can turn 90 degrees, we can mark our string lines up on that far side, and then work our way back when measuring the building out. We then measure the width of the building and set our second string line up, and then we can also use that to mark each foundation base if we want to. I think that's quite slow because it's all about calculations and all the rest of it. So what we do is we just mark that first stanchion base, this first stanchion base on this string line, and then from that point we then old-fashioned use the tape measure. Obviously, going back to Big Dave, he would use the total station for this job, but for what we're doing here, I don't think it warrants it, and I still believe I'm just as quick without. So we've marked out now, we're spray marking the floor, which gives Ditty the digger driver then a clear line and foundation size that he's got to excavate, ready for concrete, and then tomorrow we'll be pouring the concrete. So you remember this old slurry channel, we've now ripped all that top off. There's a few places we've got to trim it up nicely on the edge, ready for where we're going to concrete back up to. This is the poo pipe, which is coming from the parlour, so all the washings and everything from the parlour will come down here. This will be piped all the way along, back filled up, and then we will concrete over the top. We don't need a slurry channel at the end of the cubicle building, because that's not what the customer wants for this particular job. So they're going to scrape through the scrape passage onto this muck yard, and then ultimately go straight onto the muck midden behind you. The water will then drain off and go to the lagoon over here. So back end of the parlour is there. This last section of concrete yard here is completely shot. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut that through, we're going to rip that up, we're going to redo the drainage in there, and then at the same time re-concrete that area there, so there's a big handling area there. Parlour is coming on really well, all the block work is in, the base is in now, and then finally up the top So then existing drainage up this end was basically through here, and that's why that chamber is there. We're going to do away with that. We're doing away with that pipe. We're going to put a new chamber in at the far end, another chamber at this point, so we've got 2 rodding points that we can get to and sediment traps. And then we're going to bring that through here and pick up this existing yard drainage out here. Now, this section here is going to be basically the dairy building, and the existing chamber that's on the yard, albeit is shot and the drains are completely blocked to get away from it, but it's also in the way of where the end of the dairy building's going. So what we're going to do is we're going to rip that out, we're going to put a new one in a couple of metres further along and concrete a section of that yard just to tidy that little bit up. The existing building up there on the top cattle yard has also been draining dirty water down onto this clean water area. We don't want that mixing because we don't want unnecessary rainwater going into the lagoon. So what we're going to do is we're going to treat this as completely clean water, and then at the top end of the yard we're going to put effectively a mini slurry channel in, which will collect any sort of water or dirty water then running down the yard. That'll go off through the drainage system that way and into the lagoon, and then the yards then are completely clear. So we're not putting any unnecessary rainwater through into the lagoon. That's just going to follow the surface water drainage, and that's where these chambers, all of our downpipes off the building will then go into it. So again, all the roof water will go into it, and then we've got the option of collecting at a later date if we want to. If not, it just naturally goes through the drainage and then into the brook and gets away. And then the only thing I'm slightly worried about is this here. Now this is the existing sort of structure that was covering the mains electric coming in. Now the main pole where all the electric wires are coming to is old and it's leaning over, and none of us have touched it. And then from that the feed comes down and comes into here, and then the rest of the farm here was fed from this point. Well, this was where the existing parlour building ended, and that was just plonked on the end. So that's going to cause us a nuisance. One, it's got to come down, it's in the way. Two, the power needs extending, so hopefully customer has been onto the utility company to see if the pole can be replaced, and at the same time that feed can then be extended and brought into that corner of the parlour building, and then the rest of the farm JDC will take away, James will run the rest of the farm from inside that dairy building. So I'm a bit concerned about that, because time-wise, if utility companies or anything to go by with where we've been dealing with, that might cause us a few issues timing-wise, because at the moment the plan is this wants to be an operational site in September. So a little bit concerned that, because they're the bit that could hold everything up. We could all get our bits done, and that could be the one bit that sort of scuppers the plans. Don't know, we'll have to see. Anyway, that's it from here. If you like what you've seen, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and because this video isn't coming out for a few weeks, there's going to be a massive montage of foundations going in, a bit of groundworks, topping up the topsoil over there and tidying the site up. We've got loads going on here. Montage.
Whoa, whoa. We can't end the episode yet.
What?
It's the big man's birthday.
Oh, I thought we celebrated that last week.
He's 40.
Yeah, he is, to be fair.
We're not finishing it yet.
Well, luckily, I've actually got some footage of Fowler and Gilbert staff giving them a happy birthday message. So.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll go get ready.
Let's do it.
Morning, Lee. Happy birthday, mate. Just a quick message from me to say happy birthday. Hope you had a fantastic birthday weekend. Wow. Can't believe you're 40. That's incredible. Literally don't look a day over, what, 45, 46 maybe? But looking good, mate. Looking good. Either way, hope you had a fab birthday weekend. Sorry I couldn't be there, but as you can see, I love you, mate, but I don't love you that much. So this was by far a better option. But I will see you when I get back, and we will celebrate your birthday. I will take you to the rock bar, and Frank the Tank is coming out. See you soon, mate. Take care.
I can say anything I want and you'll just bleep any swear words out.
I can do,
Yeah. There was this one time when we were at a show and we had a nice little lunch, or nice little evening meal in I think like a beef-eater pub.
In this area, he's a bully, he intimidates. Saying that, I have never known a person use so much foul language.
And then for dessert, we chose 12 different flavours of ice cream each. And we ate 24 scoops of ice cream between us.
He sat me down and actually said that was a sign of endearment and a sign of love. So the barrage I probably get from this shows that he really, really loves me.
I was obviously the winner because I ate all mine and he left a tiny little bit.
He's misunderstood. He comes across a really hard man.
It's a big, sexy, motherfucking rhinoceros.
And I know he bears this name or wants to live up to the rock.
Alan Sugar.
Like Ernie from Sesame Street.
The one that always sticks in my mind is Shrek on steroids.
Dead muscular, doesn't take himself too serious.
Terry Crews.
No, I was going to say Danny DeVito.
Richard Branson.
Cilla Black. He's just a big giant cuddly teddy bear really, isn't he? And we know how cuddly he is because we stayed in bed with him, didn't we, when we went to that show, the three of us all hiding under the covers.
Well, just wish you happy birthday, Mr. Gilbert. It's been a pleasure over these last few years to be picked on by you and all that lot.
Happy birthday, man. Thank you for everything that you do for us.
You are the man.
Happy birthday, Lee.
Happy birthday, Lee.
Enjoy your birthday. Happy birthday, Lee.
Happy birthday, Mr. Gilbert. Hope you enjoy your 40th. Obviously, you don't look a day over 30.
We go, you are the man.
You are the man.
You are the man.
Happy 40th birthday, Lee. Man. Hope you had a good one.
Hi, boss. Just wish you a happy birthday. Hope you had a good day. Thanks for everything that you do for everybody down at Trent. Much appreciated, even though we don't see you. A bit like the silent assassin, but we know you're there. Just hope you've had a really good day. And I think there's only one thing to say, really. We need a great big birthday montage.
Yeah, I'm going to sum him up as a friend first, then a boss, and a very generous boss, and a very generous friend, with good personal hygiene, terrible taste in music, and boot-cut jeans, and never coming back in fashion, whether he likes it or not.
This is ridiculous.